your daily updates. Newsman Dennis Daily offers his take on the events of the day in another daily video blog.
Hi, and thanks again, everybody. If you look closely at this building behind me, it says the Las Vegas Fingerprint Center, Fingerprint Bureau. It's way on the far edge of Las Vegas, but it's where a lot of important transactions for the local police department take place. And it reminds me that fingerprinting, as far as being used as an identification tool, doesn't really go back that far. But it goes back far enough that even Sherlock Holmes talked about it.
There are many references by Holmes to what he saw as an emerging tool to help law enforcement. It had been in the late 1850s that primitive methods of fingerprinting were introduced by Sir William Herschel. In the 1860s, a Scottish doctor, Henry Foles, began investigating characteristics of fingerprints. In 1880, he wrote his cousin about a possible way to classify people using fingerprints. His cousin was Charles Darwin. Darwin said he was too busy and passed it on to a fellow scientist, Sir Francis Galton. He had already begun noting the physical characteristics of different races of people. Soon he began collecting fingerprints, more than 2,000 of them. It was in 1892 that Galton published the landmark book Fingerprints, using for comparison the loops and swirls we use today. At about the same time, a French police officer was developing his own method of identifying people using fingerprints. By the coming of the new century, the concept had gone from experimentation to accepted practice. In 1901, Scotland Yard set up its Fingerprint Bureau. The following year, fingerprints were presented in evidence in England for the first time. In 1903, New York became the first state to begin using fingerprints. Soon, the FBI followed suit.
I guess we all get fingerprinted a lot, depending upon whether we want to have some kind of legal transaction or whatever. My first taste of being fingerprinted was when I joined the Agriculture Department in Washington, so somewhere in the FBI, my fingerprints are there. I better watch what I touch. I'm Dennis Daly from Las Vegas with your daily news update.